I am an education professional. I am a parent, and I'm a longtime member of the Fort Atkinson community. And the reason why I'm running for the school board is because I care deeply about the schools that my children are attending and about the community that I'm raising them in, that they're growing up in. I feel strongly that when it comes to the school board, it's a place where those who are school board members have the opportunity to create a positive impact for the students that are uh, participating in those schools, but also for the staff who, do all the great things that they do to support the schools, and for the families that are here in the community that are sending their kids to the various schools within the district. And so I am hopeful that, if I'm elected, that I can center my work on the school board around things like collaboration, around clear communication, and around centering our students in all of the discussions and the decisions that the school board makes. So as I mentioned, I am an education professional, and the role that I hold allows me to work with leaders, with teachers, with staff across the 16 technical colleges that live within our state, so across the state. And a lot of times I'm spending time with those leaders, helping them to navigate complex challenges that they're dealing with within their institutions. And so we do a lot of collaboration. We do a lot of, work on communication. We do a lot of work with thoughtful transparency with everyone that they work with. And, a lot of reflection, I would say, as well. A lot of listening and then reflecting to the things that we're learning about as we're talking to our students, our staff, our leaders across the state. And I feel that those are all skills that directly translate to school board service. And so I feel that, when you combine that with the experiences that I've had as a parent with my kids in the school district, it really has shaped the way that I approach leadership. And I want to be able to bring those skills that I'm using within my lived experience, both on the professional side and the personal side. I want to be able to bring those experiences to the work that the school board is doing. Fort Atkinson is my home. I've been here for, I think, like over 13 years now. And to my kids, I'm raising my kids here, right? They're engaging in the community. They're engaging in, school activities, after school activities. And that I feel that having that experience is something that can be very valuable to participating in the school board. I also spend a lot of time engaging with community members, with families that are here in the district, whether it's at various events that are happening, either at school or community-wise, or other ways that we're able to engage with each other and have meaningful conversations about our district and about the things that excite them about the district and the things that they have curiosity about. And, I feel that connection is very important, and those conversations are important. They help to build that trust that I feel is necessary with the families in the school district, and to learn more about their needs and the things that they're looking for, so that we can continue to see our school district thrive for the children that are within it. Well, so I feel that the role of the school board, a lot of it is about providing that governance and that leadership that's necessary for everyone who is a part of our school district to thrive, right? And so, taking that time to listen to staff, hear about their concerns, but also to be listening to the families and to the students to hear about, their wishes or their desires or what they hope to see, to hear about the good things that are happening and the questions that they may have for how we can improve what is already a thriving community here in Fort Atkinson. I feel that, those are the things that the school board really is in place to support. And, in my opinion, I don't think that the school board's place is to deal so much with like the day to day. That's not really what I feel that their position is, but really how are they fostering a place where that collaboration, where that communication, where those shared values are taking place. And then also, how they're making sure that all the work that they're doing has student success and our families at the center of it. I think really if there was one thing I was going to change, it would just be improving the communication between the district and our families. Finding ways that we can improve upon, again, that collaboration piece with everyone who has a hand, who has a stake in our school district succeeding for our students. I think, working on how we can make sure that we're transparent with our communications, how we're very clear with our communication, how we are ensuring that we're providing spaces where our families feel seen and heard and valued, and students feel valued in their opinions of how things are going. I think, it's the communication piece that I would like to focus on. And, that's not me like saying anything bad or anything. I don't think that there's anything negative with how things are going right now. It's just a matter of how can we improve upon it, because I think that the more that you're able to improve upon your communication strategies and improve upon like the clarity and the transparency of your communications, that really helps to strengthen the relationships that we really want to make sure we're cultivating between the district and our families. So to me, when we're talking about budgeting, when we're thinking about the budget, that feels like a responsibility of the school board, but also kind of like a value statement. And so my approach, honestly, would be to be looking at the data, to be making sure that I understand the data, to ask the questions that need to be asked so that there is a better understanding of the data that we're looking at, and also to just ensure that financial decisions are taking into account, our staff, our students, that we're also thinking about long-term sustainability with the decisions that are being made from a financial standpoint. And, there has to be a nice, healthy balance between financial responsibility and making sure that we're making the strategic investments necessary for our students to be able to thrive within our district. So I feel that a school board supports a positive workplace by setting clear expectations, making sure that we're supporting all of the members that are a part of our school district, and again, just making sure that we are centering our students at the center of the work that we're doing. And so that means, making sure that we have good communication and relationships with our administrators and supporting them in any way that they feel is necessary, making sure that we are doing the same thing for staff across all of the schools in our district. And also, again, we got to bring the families and the students in there as well, and making sure that we're supporting them and their needs and what they feel may be necessary for us to keep our schools successful for our students. And so I feel that if we're doing all of those things and, again, centering our students and our families at the core of the work that we are doing, then that really helps to make sure that all of the players that are a part of the system are continuing to thrive, and that they're able to thrive even more than what we're doing right now. I feel that I've got a nice mix of things going on between the education experience, the systems level thinking that I bring to it, and that deep commitment to bringing a positive experience to our students, to our staff, and to our families. And that deep commitment is something that I know even our current board members hold true as well. So I feel honored to be holding that same value that they have. I do feel that, between my professional experience and then also the experiences that I have day to day with my students being in the district and seeing how the decisions that are happening within our schools impact our students, all of that I'm able to bring to the leadership stance that I like to hold in various spaces. So in various spaces that I occupy and what I'd like to bring to the board, just bringing that curiosity, the consistency and the care to the work is a big piece of why I feel that, I would do a great job being on the school board. I would hope to see the district continue to grow in areas of trust and collaboration and healthy communication between our administration, our staff, our students, and our families. I think that, at the end of a term, if I am able to improve upon the relationships between the district and the families, if I'm able to foster more open communication, more transparency and trust between the district and our families, then I think that, to me, that feels like a win for ways that the school board can continue to evolve and how it's supporting our district. I think I'd just like to add that this work matters deeply to me. I'm very committed to ensuring that we are creating a space where our students are able to thrive, where our families feel seen, valued, and supported. And, the same goes for our administration and our staff as well. I feel that if we are to create an environment where the students are feeling those changes and feeling those positive impacts, that's really what matters most. And I know that I don't have the answers to all of the questions that are out there. I have a lot of questions myself, but I'm very committed to listening, to learning, and to responding with care. And again, just making sure that we're centering our students in all of the work that we do.